managing a budget, and when you make statements about cutting expenses, what experience do you have to bring to the table other than that?
I don't have any business experience at this time, but if elected, I get in and observe what's going on and learn how to do business experience.
Right,
I'd
could you
rather
tell us
start-
about-
I'd rather start off from scratch and already know how to do it. That way I can, make sure I'm doing it right.
And you said earlier, if I can ask another question,
Okay.
you said earlier that as a commissioner, you would do what's best for your district and the people of your district.
Right.
You don't think that commissioners should do what's best for Grady County?
I stated that I would do best for Grady County also, and the other districts, I said. But
Okay, I didn't hear that. My apologies, I didn't hear
No
that. I
problem.
heard you say you do your best for District Two and what the people of District Two wanted you to do.
Right.
Okay.
They're the one that would vote me in, but when it's said and done, at the end of the day, at the commission meeting, we all want to vote forward on the
All right, we have, time for about, 10 more minutes for questions. So anybody else have a question? Real quick?
Yeah, I only have one.
All right.
You talked about these road problems,
Let's state your name, please, so we know who's calling.
Philip Drew. You talked about the road problem. You don't wanna raise taxes. We're paving them, as Peace Place goes. Where are you gonna get the extra money is what I'd like to know.
Get the money out of the surplus from the COVID money, or whatever else we have in reserve, and put that money to use instead of just
Do
letting
you,
it sit there.
do you know how much, they recommend us to keep in reserves?
Holly just stated, or Ray Warren said they wanted to keep 6 months now.
9 months is recommended by ACCG.
Minimum.
And we're at 7 months right now. So we're doing what they are. As they stated earlier, we went from 17 faults 3 years ago with the state of Georgia to 0 this past year. A perfect audit. So I don't know how we could be any more fiscally responsible.
Instead of putting money into the road, RV park, put that money in to go toward roads.
When you
This
say
is not
put
tax
money in the
money.
RV park, we're not taking any tax money. It's paying for itself is what I'm getting. You're already talking about we're gonna take tax money, put in the RV park. There's nothing going out of tax money. That's what you don't
The
understand.
private investors are
It
investing.
is private
in this
investors.
through
There's no
ABM.
payment until after the RV park is operating. That is a misnomer. Fiscally irresponsible, when they talked about his millage rate increase, when he come in office, yeah, he had to. That was an inherited thing that had to be called up. The
All our
depleted our
vehicles
funds.
were gone. They were, everything we had was worn out.
We had to
We
get out
had
of
to raise
garbage business.
taxes to get stuff to work with.
We
didn't
got
have a
out of
choice.
garbage business because we were fixing to have to spend $500,000 on trucks. Get the facts.
All right,
I got one more question.
all right. Richard, make sure it's a question.
It's a question, it's real quick. It's real quick. I would just like to explain to the public how T-Splosh money is being used on the Tiger Road.
That was something we all inherited. That was the only source of income that you can do that with. You can retire debt with Splosh money.
No, T-Splosh. The
T-Splosh?
T-Splosh money.
T-Splosh.
There's T-Splosh money being used at the lake, when the T-Splosh money should be used to repair the roads like Nisby Road, Pine Park Road and all that. That's what I'm asking. Why are we spending T-Splosh money at the lake?
Bought asphalt.
It was printed in the Carroll Messenger that Road Superintendent Stanley Elkins asked for $25,000 to be put toward gravel to go at the lake. And on the copy of the T-Splosh and all I have here in this folder over here, that I got on my open record request, it even has a road that you can't find nowhere on the map, and then after reading it, it's called TCL Lane, and it's got there on the T-Splosh the $25,000 that was used for. And that come out of the T-Splosh. I can show it to you on open record request if you wanna see it. You want me to show it to you? Okay.
Unless you can show it right now, let's move on to another question.
No, I
Is that
got it
question?
right there, but you know, that's where I got it from.
My name's Della Lovett, and I have a question that has nothing to do with money, and I hope it's not controversial. It's not an attack. I spent the morning in a meeting with a couple of folks here, talking about economic development for Grady County. And, one of the avenues of economic development that I'm really passionate about is tourism. Because we have so many hidden gems and not so hidden gems here in the county that we need to make the world aware of, that could bring tourism dollars into Grady County to boost our economy. What I'm curious about, and this is just a question, and I don't want it to appear to come across as an attack, because it's not, but maybe it's food for thought, is what do you currently do and other commissioners do to support what's currently going on in our county as far as tourism? Did you go see the trout lilies? Marty, did you go to Mule Day? Did you go to Rattlesnake Roundup? Do you go to the Thursday night concerts? I host a market at my farm. Have any of the commissioners been? If you haven't, why not?
Day of prayer, stuff like that.
I'm sorry?
Anything to do with the community. The day of prayer we just had, not years ago.
That's not tourism,
Well, I mean,
that's community, that is, you're right, that is community involvement.
Community
And we're meeting as this group to be leaders in promoting the economic development in Grady County, and to, within the community, bring up leaders. To do that, you guys are already leaders and wanting to be leaders. So I guess what I'm asking is, we're looking at y'all to be those leaders, and not just when it comes to arguing about money, or the misuse of money, or whatever we're perceiving all this to be, but something just as simple as coming to a concert on Thursday night.
Been there.
You know what? You see what I'm saying?
More
So,
than once.
I
be
support all the
a
local
visible
tourism and
leader
everything like that.
be a visible leader to your constituents. And I'm talking to the whole board, if you can hear me. Be a visible leader to your constituents out in the community, because that's when most of the time they can come up to you and talk to you.
Any questions?
I asked them if they supported it.
All right, another question, anybody? Got one? Yes, sir.
My name is Bobby Newmans, and I have a question for Mr. McGuire here.
Okay.
I don't think it's any secret that we've all inherited the lake. Okay. The lake is there, and that has been stated earlier tonight. The lake was formed before any sitting commission that's in place now. We're all trying to figure out the best solution for the lake, and ABM has offered to help,
Right.
okay, in terms of setting up the RV park with a return, okay? And I was told that you asked the question, why is ABM not supporting repaving the roads?
Repaving the roads.
Okay, so no,
I mean,
if ABM done that, how would we pay ABM back? You can't put tolls at every road that's paved. Okay, the RV park is a way to create revenue back in the community. My question to you is, what are your recommendations? What are your ideas for repaying the debt on the lake that we've all inherited? What are your ideas? I just feel like you're so against the campsites. So what are your ideas that you have to help with this, to help resolve all this?
I'm for the campsites. I never said that I was against them. And I hope that everything that's thrown out paid out for the campsites, I'd be a go with it. But to make money back and start paying on the debits, it's gotta be about 40 to 60% full year round. And then when you start paying money back, you can,
Yeah, and that was not a stab at anybody. I mean, I just keep hearing all the negativity about it, okay, but nobody has an idea or a better solution. You know, if you have a better solution, I'd like to hear it.
I'd like to comment to that.
I'm gonna let y'all share mine, cause this other one is just.
You got one
the
down?
Deal is, I'm making a real weird noise. I'm not gonna share first one. You just keep on sharing. All right, right back to that.
We figured, when we were doing with ABM, we figured on the low side of income, the high side of cost, we almost doubled our cost. It still cash flows at 40%. Another thing we hadn't figured in at all is all the money that you're gonna be selling stuff at the store and all the tax dollars that will be spent, that'll bring.
Revolving
tax money
revenue.
Back into this county, which is gonna be more than the other put together. This thing will work. It will pay its way and then some. It'll get us out of debt.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all grasping for a solution, you know, and I would
This is
just
the only thing
like
I
to,
have
okay,
seen
well,
that
what
I
are your
thought was
ideas? You know, if you're so against the RV park, what other ideas do you have?